Here we go. 14 hours of driving. I'm getting too old for this. I'll check back in with you guys after the sun comes up, because right now you can't hardly see anything, can you? Yeah, me neither. Yeah, see you in a bit. First state change. Welcome to Kansas. Sunrise in western Kansas. Random side note, that's the ethanol plant. We get our distillers to feed our cattle back home. Only a short 3-hour drive away. So, 14-hour drive. Did I say that already? I don't know if I said that. But, because I go from the real time zone known as Mountain to this fake time zone known as Central, it's actually 15 hours to get there, but then only 13 hours to get home. That doesn't make it sound any better. So, I already lost my 1 hour, so I left just after 4:30. I think it's about 4:45. So I'm projecting to be in Dubuque, where I stay, 7:45 tonight, Central Time. It is almost 8:30 now. I'm already bored out of my mind. This is going to be a long day. I know what you're thinking. Garrett, they make these things called airplanes. You would be correct, but here's the problem. So where I live in southeast Colorado, nearest airport, Garden City, 2 hours east of me. They have 2 flights a day, one at 5 a.m., one at 4 p.m. So I drive the 2 hours there. It's a really small airport, so I'm thinking if you're there 30 minutes before the flight, you'll probably be okay. Problem. Those flights only go to Dallas. So I'm going to start off by going the complete wrong direction. Get to Dallas. Great. From Dallas, I can fly to Des Moines, rent a car, drive 3 hours. I can fly to Chicago, rent a car, drive, I think somebody said it's like right at 2 hours from O'Hare to Dubuque. I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong. But when you do the math on all that, it would save 2 hours maximum, I think is what I came up with. Okay, well there's places to land closer, but you can't get there from Dallas. I'd have to go from Dallas to Orlando, and Orlando to Cedar Rapids or Waterloo. That's already longer than my day is now. Other option, drive 3 hours to Denver. If you've never been through Denver's airport, it's an awesome airport, but you damn sure make sure you're there a minimum 2 hours early. Probably ought to do the 3 hours like they recommend, because you never know when security's going to take an hour and a half. Holy shnikes. But, okay, go to Denver. I couldn't find a flight direct Denver to Waterloo or Cedar Rapids for these days. I can find them, just not available to go Thursday and come home Sunday. And the cheapest flights I was finding were between $500 and $600. This is going to cost me 3 tanks of fuel. Just call it $300. It doesn't save me any time though. And that's the part that sucks. If it was more efficient to fly, I would. Believe me, I would. While I'm flying, you got to rent a car. Don't forget about that fun-filled hassle. If you've never rented a car, it is a blast. The other problem I run into with flying is transporting stuff I got to deliver there and then bringing all my goodies back home. That's kind of a big problem. You think I'm going to let security handle these 3D printed models? That just seems like a recipe for disaster. So, driving it is. Anyway, tally ho. Here it is, 12 o'clock, running a little behind schedule. Finally getting to Nebraska. I don't know why in the hell I feel like I'm so far behind. Let's see if I left it. Oh no, I've got 45 minutes. If I'm at I-80 in 45 minutes or so, that means I'm kind of right on time. So we'll see how it goes. So it's time change kicking in. So I always know York, Nebraska is my halfway point. That's 7 hours driving. Well, I'm sitting here thinking, well, I left a little bit before 5, so that means I should be there by noon. No. We're now in this fake time zone. I left a little bit before 6, so I need to be there a little bit before 1 to be on time. So we'll see. What do I got? 60 miles, 45 minutes. Love this divided highway because it's got a faster speed limit. It's not quite an interstate, but it's good enough. I don't know if I talked about this earlier, so the GPS always fights me on this drive. I've done it 3 different directions now. The first time when Eric and I went 10 years ago, we went through Kansas City, cut up through Des Moines. Well, here's the problem. You get into Missouri and Iowa, the interstate speed limit slows down. So that costs you time. First time I went by myself, I followed the GPS. It zigzagged me all over central Nebraska up to I-80. And yeah, they are correct. It is close to 100 miles, no, what'd I come up with? 70 miles shorter. Takes the exact same amount of time as this. Because you are on 2-lane, curvy highways following creek bottoms, and there is so much truck traffic out there. You never go the speed limit. So instead, I zigzag over onto I-70, take this nice 4-lane highway up to 80, over to Des Moines, north to on I-35 to, I think, Highway 20. Is that the one that goes clear over to Dubuque? I don't know. We're rambling. I got a roller hot dog to eat. I'm telling you, Love's ain't a bad place to get your lunch. There it is. We made it to Iowa. Only 5 more hours to go. 2:30, kind of right on track. Well, there it is. Not a whole lot to see in the dark. Don't worry, we'll be back when it's daylight. Oh, look at that. Almost exactly 14 hours. Just a touch under. And we are here. Oh, I'm ready for a beer. Morning. So, for me, Fridays is always kind of a slow day. The big show, back 20 miles to the west, doesn't start until this afternoon. So, I'm usually not in any hurry to get back over to Dyersville. So, I take today to go to the Dubuque show, which is like 2 miles down the road here. It's a new show. Got some really cool stuff there. Let's go check it out. Show's getting big. So this show is really awesome for a multitude of reasons, but they've got like 3 different things going there. One, just a regular toy show like any other show. Cool. They got the RC stuff, which to me is freaking awesome. I can sit there and watch that for a couple hours. The coolest part though is they've got a whole build area where they're teaching kids how to rip apart stuff and build it with, you know, cool tires and add this, add that, you know, teaching them how to build that. Obviously I didn't film it because it's minors and they're not my kids, so I'm not filming that. But there was 3 kids sitting around while this guy was showing them how to press on some different wheels from Chucky's where it's got like worn tread. I mean, it's just a really cool setup. Okay, let's find us some food and get over to the big show. Start off the big show with a walk through Tommy's outlet store and showroom. Let's go see what's coming next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. But I want to go 2 days. Yeah. Nick.
So Walters, you're talking about on the corner?
Yeah, you know that. It's like a
Really? Really? We do that?
Tags that say, you know, available in 2025 dates, and the idea is to start ordering. Right?
No, it's a percentage, like 5%. Right, usually it's 5% of
Well, yeah, completely randomized, like they'll do it,
Not a whole lot on there. Wasn't expecting. But there was one thing that really caught me by surprise, and I'm happy to see it. The CS and the CP 770, the new generation cotton equipment. That was cool to see. It was labeled prototype, so maybe next year. Either way, it's cool to see a new piece of cotton equipment coming. Yeah, it's still before noon. I know where we're going next. I mean, no trip to Dyersville is complete without coming out to the field, right? I'm working on the MLB stadium again. Oh, that's cool to come see every year. It amazes me though, if you're not like purposefully looking for it, you're not gonna find it. There's not a whole lot of signs unless you're looking for them. So you come to Iowa, put that on your to-do list. That is cool to come see. Next stop is the park. So depending on weather is how this all kind of goes out here. You got a ton of people selling outside. Inside that building is just a whole bunch of dealers. Inside this one is the pedal tractor pull and the RC tractor pull.
15, now 20. And 15 years on the wear, now 15 on the bed, on the wear, now 25 years anywhere, 25 on the bed, now 30. 25 on the bed, anywhere, 25 on.
This is the first time I've seen an auction in there. I think all the pedal tractor and RC tractor pull stuff is tomorrow. Try and get some video of that. Those things are interesting. Okay, it's now Saturday because when I was walking through most everything yesterday, they were still setting up. I was tired of holding the camera. Yada, yada, yada. One place I didn't go by this year that I went last year was the SpecCast factory. They have their showroom open, just like Ertl or Tomy, however you want to say it. But you don't gain a whole lot going there because they have a booth here showing off all their new stuff anyway, so I didn't feel like it was worth going over there, but it's just a couple blocks over. So there's another place you can go on Friday while you're waiting on the show to open up. Let's go see if we can get lost in this sea of humanity. There's so many cars. Okay, so it was loud and chaotic in there. You wouldn't have heard anything I had to say. Plus, when you're holding the camera, everyone looks like you got 4 eyes, so it's really hard to have this conversation with that going on. So first up, we hit the high school. Right as you walk in, you got your 3 hallways for all the classrooms. The halls are packed with dealers, plus half of the classrooms have dealers. Okay, next, after that, you make your way into the gym. First half of it is dealers again. Then you get past that, which is gonna take you a little while. That's where all the displays are. So then we have the first place display, second place display, third place in the small scale, which is the ones I'm most interested in.
Love to build one of these. Think you want to each you play with? Shoot, I think we can do this. And just start laying it all out. My daughter sells me all that stuff every store. Yeah. So cool. Oop, I'm sorry.
And then you got the crazy Canadian coming in with the large scale this year to be a back-to-back winner. Sounds like they're changing the rules because of him. That's a joke. The rule has always been if you win, you cannot compete in that division the next year. So he won small scale last year, came back with large scale this year. I think they're changing the rule because of that. So then next up, you hike across the football field over to the museum. There at the museum, they have a gym connected to it, full of more dealers. When you've decided you've sweated enough, walking shoulder to shoulder with that many people, you walk outside. Welcome to Tent City. Of course, you can't forget about Tent City. We've got all these set up east of the museum. And then you got all the tents west of the museum. After that, you got the antique mall. Forgot to get any video in there. Basically, the bottom floor is all like antique style collectibles, all kinds of randomness. The top floor is all farm toys. Then your next option, walk over to the old restaurant. So I'm thinking COVID killed the restaurant. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, locals bought it, turned it into a toy store. Let's go check out the old restaurant, see what we got in here now. As you can hear by the noise, there's an auction going on in the basement. Today is day 5 of that auction. I think it's 500 items per day, 25. It was insane. Hi, how are you? But now, I can't feel my legs. I'm gonna go up to the park, see if the micro pole or anything like that's going on. You guys have already seen the park there. And we'll reconvene after that. Well, it's been fun. It's time to go home. We're gonna do this the easy way, so just that easy. God dang, I wish it was. So, about a 14-hour trip. Only shows 13 because of the time change. Look at that, I'm out of fuel. Oops, wrong way. 1,964.9 miles. Oh, guys. Another year of Nationals is in the book. I'm going to bed now. Catch you in the next one.